When you're looking for a home online, what are you really, truly seeing? Yeah, you see a bunch of beautiful rooms, for sure. But are you actually seeing the home? There's a huge difference between just seeing a space and, well, really understanding how it lives and breathes. Today, we're going to dive into the power of turning those static images into a story you can feel. So just think for a second about the best property photos you've ever laid eyes on. They're stunning, right? But what are they missing? What's that crucial piece of the puzzle that just isn't there? This is the fundamental challenge, trying to understand a place you've never actually been to. Okay, so this breaks down the core difference perfectly. Static images, they're fantastic for showing off the highlights and sparking that initial, ooh, I like that kitchen kind of interest. But video tells the whole story. It creates a genuine connection. And maybe most importantly, it reveals the flow of a home. It's the difference between a snapshot and a real narrative.
All right, so let's give photos their due. They are absolutely essential, but let's be real. The picture is never the full story.
Think of your photos as the hook. They have to be dependable, sharp, and designed to grab a buyer's attention as they're endlessly scrolling. I mean, they set the stage and make that all-important first impression. Let's face it, without great photos, you might never even get a second look. But here's the gap, the part that's missing. The best photo in the world can't really show you how the kitchen flows into the dining area, right? Or that feeling of walking down a hallway as the afternoon sun just pours in through the windows. They simply can't capture the home's true energy. And that, right there, is where video steps in. It connects all those beautiful separate dots, creating a buyer who feels like they already know the space before they've even set foot inside. So, what exactly is a full property video tour? Well, it's not just a slideshow of photos set to music, that's for sure. It's a genuine walkthrough that lets a buyer feel the home's layout, its scale, its movement. It helps them actually picture their daily life unfolding right there.
This is where the magic happens. Your property stops being just a list of features and a collection of rooms. With video, it becomes a story, a journey that a buyer can follow from the moment they walk through the front door all the way to the backyard.
Okay, so how does this actually work? What's the psychology here? How does a simple video tour build the kind of confidence that turns a casual online viewer into a seriously motivated buyer?
It really follows a clear path. First, buyers see the highlights in the photos. That gets them interested. Next, they watch the video to really understand the flow. That feeling of immersion starts to build their confidence, which, in the end, leads them to that final, crucial step, making a strong decision, which means making an offer.
I love this example because it's so practical. Anybody can get this. A great photo shows you a beautiful kitchen, but a video shows you that the kitchen door opens right onto the deck, and bam, suddenly you're picturing yourself out there having summer barbecues with friends. That context, well, it's everything.
And really, it all boils down to this. When a buyer feels confident, when their questions have been answered before they even have to ask, they don't hesitate. They move forward and they make stronger, more decisive offers. Simple as that.
Now, theory is great, but let's look at a real-world example of this whole thing in action. We're going to head to a luxury home in Barnstable, Massachusetts, right on Cape Cod, to see exactly how this played out.
So here was the problem they were facing. They needed to connect with serious, out-of-state buyers who couldn't just hop on a plane to see the home right away. The video had to be the bridge that closed that distance.
So, the tour began. Just picture this. You're the buyer, sitting at home. The video walks you through that front door into this incredibly airy, light-filled foyer. It actually pauses for a moment to show you the little details, like the creative, custom built-ins that really give the home its unique character. And the journey keeps going. The video guides you into a dedicated office space. Perfect for remote work. And then it leads your eye outside to this calm, private backyard, all framed by that beautiful coastal light you really only find on the Cape. So what happened? The buyers could actually feel the home before they ever stepped foot inside. And get this, they didn't just watch the video once. They watched it over and over. They shared it with their family to get opinions. They were building a real emotional connection to the place. In the end, the video didn't just help the sale. It completely changed the outcome. Those confident buyers booked a flight, they saw the home in person, and they made a strong offer, which let the sellers close quickly and for a great price. It was a total game changer. Let's zoom out for a second, because this is so much bigger than just selling houses. This is about the universal power of storytelling, and why it's just so much more effective than rattling off a list of features.
You see, when you tell a story, you get some pretty incredible benefits. You create stronger engagement, a much higher emotional appeal, and, you guessed it,
a better return on your investment. You're no longer just selling a product, you're sharing a compelling narrative people can connect with. And that's really the big takeaway here. Whether it's a home, a car, a service you offer, heck, any product you can think of, it deserves more than just a few pretty pictures. It deserves a story that your audience can truly, deeply feel. And if you want to dig a little deeper into this whole topic, the hashtags you see here are a really great place to start your search.
So we'll leave you with this question to think about. Whether it's about your own home, your business, or even your personal brand, what story is just waiting to be told? And how could a more immersive narrative completely change your outcome?